the strongest Hashira finally introduced in, well, we've seen him already, but his training finally introduced in Hashira training arc. Landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause if we go too fast. My favorite sort of clip of him in this is that close up with the tears in his eyes and the praying. So, center point here, eyes will be along this sort of halfway on my page, right? Let's go with a curved line going this way. Okay. And then we're going to go for a bit of a spike down here. Now, down here is all like tears, right? So it's like this bubbly, and we got to do eyelashes on top, but we'll do this bubbly tear shape first, right? So you just go sort of around like this. It can be sort of a broken sort of line if you want, but it basically goes around all of the eye like so, and then it runs down the face. Okay, and it goes like, it can go down as far as you want really, but it goes sort of down most of his cheek and everything, and then comes around and back up there. So we're going to make the eyelashes a bit bigger now that we have the shape drawn in. So we got to spike them up, right? So they get like real thick here. They're black, very thick eyelashes, and they've got like spikes on the ends just here. And it comes back in like so. And then there's another sort of line just coming off the front. And we might be able to see actually his tear duct just here in the front there. And there is some sort of hatching lines and stuff here. So I'll just color in there all dark. Okay, so then we have an eyelid line, so like right up around like so. It does have some little sort of lines in the corner there. And then his eyebrow, very big, crazy big, curving this way, touches this eyelid line, curves up, and then spikes back down this way. And then it goes here. We gotta make them real thick now. Down into there, and then spikes into here. So we'll go over and try and do the same thing over the other side. Now, the eyes, they're not in proportion in Demon Slayer. So basically it's like the distance between the eye. Usually it would be an eye, but because Demon Slayer's eyes are bigger, it's like 3/4 of an eye. So say like from the point of his tear duct to like where his iris, the edge of his iris would be if he had colors in his eyes, right? So it'd be about there. That'll give you your distance to his other start of his eye, right? So the other like arch spike, right? So it's about 3/4 of this. It's not the whole eye because we're not in proportion. It's just the way they draw it, right? So, and then we'll go curve it up and over again. And again, it's quite a thick top eyelid. Curve, spikes down. And we'll go with our tears. Tears of unfathomable sadness. Just around here. Right, just these long. We got to draw them in black line. In the anime, they do it with sort of white and digital effects and stuff. We got to draw it like it's a manga sort of thing. And then we'll thicken up the top eyelid line. Just a spike there, and then bring it across. And then it's got another little spike in the corner, and then comes back down into there. And then a bit of a eyelid line, or eyelash line coming off the front. And then again, we have to color inside that area just all black. Okay, next step, eyelid line. So it just curves up and over here. Has some little hatching in the corner. Can be a broken line if you want. Demon Slayer do that quite regularly. And then his eyebrow, same sort of thing, just opposite, kind of like a mirror image of the other side. Okay, if you want, you can color them black, but I think they're slightly off black, so I'll color them all together. And there's some hatching around his eye sockets here. Oh, and his tear duct a little bit. So they draw in the bridge of his nose, so we go in both sides. It's like this Y shape. And then we go straight down. And then he has these frowning sections just here. They do a little shadow in this, put an extra little dark area inside the bridge of his nose on that corner. And some hatching, just these little vertical lines going across the bridge of the nose. And they draw in the tip of his nose, so they go, say like in the middle, so we do like the curve at the tip of the nose, right, first. Like so, and then just like little bumps for the nostrils around here. Okay, and that's the way they draw his nose. And they could like put a shadow actually on the top. They make some lines thicker in the Demon Slayer anime just to give some shadow. So his mouth, right? So we'll start with the sort of dimples in the corners. They just do these little dots sort of there, kind of underneath the inside of his eye. But the same spot over here, just like a little sort of dot like that, just to mark it out. And then, so they go up like that, down in the middle, back up, and then back down towards that little section down here. And they do that shadow thing again, so they kind of like thicken up this line here to make it look like it's got like a bit of a shadow on the top lip. Kind of like that. And then there's like a little line just here for the bottom lip. Can't see his chin, but we'll draw it in. It's just kind of easier. And then we can do the fingers over the top. So I would imagine his chin would be about here. Could be lower down, but we're covering it with fingers anyway. So the reason I'm putting it there is like kind of like the middle of his eye to his nose is about the same as the nose to the chin, right? So like that space, say tip of his nose to his eye, about the same as nose to chin, roughly. The nostril area, maybe this. And then that nostril area to his bottom lip is usually about the same as bottom lip to chin. So there and there is about the same. So that's why I'm putting it there. So, jaw. Go for the jaw. Right. Going up the side. And his jaw, it's kind of trickier because he's got a gradual turn. So it goes sort of about just maybe the bottom of his nose area. It starts to curve up towards like his sideburn beside his eyes. Okay, I know it's not easy now, but you're sort of stopping at the corner. See, it's turning underneath the corner of his eye, right, and across from the nose, that area. Right. It's about there that we meet his sideburn for his hair, so it's kind of like a V sort of thing. And his ears come out from there, so in line with his eyebrows roughly, top of his ear. Comes out like so, so in line with the eyebrow. Same level. Like that. And then ear lines inside. So they do pretty like detailed ear lines. I like to start with this sort of letter J sort of thing. Right? It's the simplest way of doing it. And then we can add like a little extra, like a bump in there. They do like way more, so you can add like little bits on top here if you want. So we keep going with his head shape, so it just comes up this way, side of his head there, up that way, side of his head there. And then we have his hair spikes, right, starting just about this area. Right, and he's got a hairline coming across. So your forehead is usually the same size as your nose, right? So about here, I'd go. Tip of the nose to this part. You could go eyebrow, but it'll probably take you a bit far. So like the size of his nose up to these lines here is about the distance you want to go with the forehead, right? Right, so you want to go like that, I'd say, yeah. About size your nose. And then we'll go with the hair spikes coming across the head, right? So he's got like this kind of hairline. Heavy spikes coming across his hair, like that. We'll do the same over the other side. Like so. Then of course we have his scar across the middle of his head. So, right, we'll do the bottom one, yeah. So we'll go in here, right? And then they do, it looks kind of like waves. So it goes bumping down to a spike, down to a spike, down to a spike, down to a spike. You just do that then the whole way across. It's this continual pattern, bump and spike, bump and spike, bump, spike. And we'll do that on top, just going the other way. I think he has little sort of hatching lines just here. And the rest of his hair spikes coming around his head, right? And they can go sort of random. They're kind of shark fins. You don't have to do them the same way as me. Right, so it kind of goes up off my page because we're super close up on his face. Very simple sort of anime hair, way of drawing anime hair. And he's got all these shadows in here, but we'll just go like that maybe. Just some texture. Keep it simple. Right, so hands in prayer. So we can see 3 sets of fingers here at the front, right? Easiest way to do this to get it started anyway. We do a bump, right? Kind of reminds me of a bird flying in the sky. And then this line down the middle gets longer. And then you do 2 more bumps, just not as wide. And then this line goes down kind of long. And then 2 more. These are his little fingers. Okay. So the general shape going out this way. Right. And then we have like bump for knuckle, comes down another bump for knuckle. Down there, and we do that again. And then one more time. And then these have a line down the middle as well. Of course, you'll erase his chin or color over it if you're coloring. We got fingernails on each of these. Okay, so that's his praying hands. And then, let's see, does he have a t-shirt on? Is that his muscles? Not clear. Okay, so let's see, where's his neck? So his neck is like real wide, comes down from his jaw. Crazy big wide neck, the strongest Hashira, okay? So don't fear about the wide neck, because he's the strongest, so has the strongest neck. And then another neck muscle going that way, another neck muscle going that way. And then trapezius, and then the collar of his clothing going down there. Trapezius here, and then clothing, collar, the white one at least, going that way. And I think this is like his collarbone or his top of his chest muscle or something, just there. Right, and then white collar down there. The purple gi sort of collar going here. Same on this side. Purple gi. Real wide shoulders goes off the page. Maybe some, like some fold lines and stuff. Like so. That's it. Gyomei, the strongest Hashira. I hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.